In this video, I'm going to talk about some basic editing techniques in Premiere Pro. So last time we imported our media and we talked about the workflow so far. We talked about organizing our files. So now we're actually going to use Premiere as the assembly program it is. So I'm going to start by double-clicking this file here called whatsyourname.mov. So I'm going to double-click that. One quick note, if you've tried to import AVI files, the newest version of Premiere, and this is early September 2018 when I'm recording this, is not recognizing the AVI container. So open your clips. On a Mac, I just used QuickTime Player, and it will automatically convert them. You can save them as MOV files, which Premiere is handling just fine. So anyway, I'm going to double click the icon, the audio visual icon for What's Your Name, and it opens in my source panel. And I have some markers here from a previous project. So I'm going to press Option X, that's Option X, not Command X, to clear those. You probably won't have them if this is your first time through. So I'm going to go back, and there are a few good shortcuts to know when you are working with any timeline. So these few shortcuts are going to help you navigate this timeline as well as what we're going to build down here. So these keyboard shortcuts are going to work in your source panel as well as your timeline or sequence. So spacebar is the play stop button like in a lot of media programs today. So if I press the spacebar, you'll see my playhead run forward at regular speed. Also notice that these numbers are changing. These numbers tell you exactly where that playhead is. This first one is hours. This one is minutes. This pair of numbers is seconds, and this pair of numbers is frames. So we can see down here in frame rate that these are about 30 frames per second. So what we're actually looking at is 30 images per second, which to our human eyes and brains looks like video. So I can see there that I'm at 5 seconds and 29 frames. And then one frame further will be at 6 seconds. So I move that one frame by pressing the right arrow key on my keyboard. So by using right and left arrow keys, you can move by one frame at a time. There's no excuse not to be extremely precise in Premiere. So far we've got spacebar to start and stop, and we've got our left arrow and right arrow to move by single frames. So usually the single frame moving comes when you're making a very precise edit. You really want a very clean and exact cut on something, then you'll be using those left and right arrows. Typically we can get by dragging the playhead with our mouse or using the spacebar. So spacebar always runs the playhead forward in time. Sometimes you might want to go backward. So you're always going to save time unless you use the mouse and kind of go back and forth. So by using the keys J, K, and L on your keyboard, you can move your playhead any way you want with just those three keys. So I'm going to place my fingers on J, K, and L. So L will move your playhead forward, K will stop it, and J will run it backwards. So again, that's L to move it forward, K to pause, J to run it backwards. The other thing about J, K, and L is that if I tap the L key and then tap it again, it goes twice as fast. And if I tap it again, it'll just get faster and faster. So you could really, if you know you're looking for a specific thing, obviously the audio you can't hear very well when you're running your timeline that fast. So if you're just sticking to video, you'll be able to find that spot really quick. Same with J, so if I press J once, it will go backwards at normal speed. Press again, it will go twice the speed, and again, every time I tap J, it will run faster and faster.